Hello guys, we want to thank our proud sponsors Ecotech Solutions. Ecotech Solutions specialise in the repair of laptops, mobile phones and tablets. Use a code FIXIT with Not Just Boxing to get 20% off. Thank you guys.
Thank you to our proud sponsors Amigos. Amigos is one of the best Mexican food places in Portsmouth. Use this code on screen to get 20% off. Cheers.
I'd like to thank our sponsors Manscaped, one of the leading male grooming companies in the world. Please use the code NJB20 to get 20% off. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to a short Not Just Boxing podcast here with Terry, and we're just going to go over all the fights that's been happening and just, have a good chat. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you, mate. How's things with you?
Yeah, not too bad. Did some training this morning. It's beautiful at the moment.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're right near the seafront, aren't we? So we're quite blessed to be able to get up and enjoy what we've got.
Yeah.
What training did you do this morning?
Did 10 2-minutes skipping. I've got a new rope though, so obviously it's to get used to a new rope. It's like having a whole new partner, really. It's a bit crap. So yeah, did that with 30-second sprints at the end, either double unders or high knees. And then I just did 4 2-minute round shadow. First round I always just do footwork, just to focus on my feet and my legs, really, because in boxing it's so hard to be so coordinated.
Yeah.
So just focusing on leg movements, pivots, forward, backwards, diagonal, and then went into straight punches. And then the last round I just planted my feet and had a bit of a punch out.
Nice, man. What time do you get up and do your sort of training? How does your schedule look?
Say enough. So this morning obviously had a bit of a lay until 7, 8.
Oh wow, big lay-in, mate.
But for us, obviously,
I know.
Already up and the sun's already been out for 2 hours, so you're sort of missing the day. Wake up, train straight away, cold shower, big fast today, 24-hour fast.
Nice.
I feel good, feel switched on. We've got Mikey coming on shortly. Obviously this will be probably released before that. We've got a good day, sun's out, I can't complain, mate.
Guns out, as they say.
Yeah.
Guns out.
What about you?
Me, I haven't done any training today. I think a couple of days back, I went back did a bit of training. I've been off a little training because of, work-wise, I've been busy. So getting back into training, slowly but surely. Felt like a hard little run, but a nice sort of 6K round the block. So I did that, and yesterday...
Is there lots of hills on your route? Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen, you got... So the way I'll go, you get out of the house, you turn right, and there's one big hill that you go up, and you go down, and you go right round the Eastern Road.
Oh, okay, I know that route.
Yep, and you turn back, and there's another hill that you have to go up and down, and there's that, and then there's just after that it's just straight home. But it's a really good run. It's a good, you know how hills are. It's a mental barrier, isn't it? If you can get a hill done, then that just sets you up for the day, and sets you up, you could do anything.
Well, it sucks because obviously when I was in Australia, the amount of hills you've got along the beaches is amazing. Like,
you got a lot of hills in Australia.
Loads, like along Coogee Beach, you've got. Like there's one hill, it's about half a mile long, and you're testing your gas tank. By the time you get to the top, you breathing real heavy, your quads are burning.
How high is it? Do you remember how high it was?
I've probably got it on here somewhere, but the elevation over half a mile is probably 200 meters. 300 meters. So it's the incline it's tough on your quads. It's brilliant. But here, obviously, I just went along seafront. It's so flat. I do miss that. You
should give a go. Me, Eric, Panya, some of the boys during the summer we do running up Queen Alexandra Park. Now, anybody that knows Queen Alexandra Park, it's one of the most brutal runs I've ever done.
You're going this week.
Yeah, if you want to do, we can set it up. We can do that. We can actually record it, show us our pain on there. So there's that, and there's Buatsi Hill as well, which is actually the hardest one out of them all. But Queen Alexandra Park, you go up and you go down, and I did it twice. But Eric and Panya, who are really good runners, they can go up down 3 times. If you fancy a challenge, really good to do.
Sounds good.
I have to start doing that again.
And congratulations on being an uncle.
Yeah, man. Congratulations to my brother, Sonny. He's got his first baby boy, so well happy in the family.
Oh, amazing.
Looking forward to seeing the little man soon.
And he comes home today, is that right?
Comes home today. Yeah, comes home today.
Oh, amazing.
So, all changed now. All change in the family, but it's all good. We're all looking forward to it.
Uncle Terry. So let's obviously talk about the fights we had. Should we talk about Canelo first?
Yeah, we haven't touched upon Canelo, have we? We haven't seen that, so I'd love to talk about that fight. I think ultimately, I think you got to see. You have to give credit to Canelo. He's been getting a lot of how can you put it? A lot of say that he's overrated. Say that he's not as good as what he is. He's but if you see what he's done.
Who's been saying that?
You hear in the news all the time.
Really?
Yeah, you see ex-fighters talking about it. You see the fans talking about it. But if you see...
I see it completely different.
I see it completely... I think you should look at it as a way the guy tried to do greatness. He's cleaned up the super middleweight division, isn't he? Mm-hmm. The only one he hasn't faced, and we're touching, is Benavidez, who done really well last night. But he's cleaned that division up. Now he's gone up to face even bigger challenges, better challenges. And, Bivol's an accomplished fighter. Mm-hmm. Amateur world champion,
world-class professional, and he's naturally, he's 20-30 pounds on Canelo. Really, he's a natural light heavyweight who you could see Canelo's power not hurting him. He was just so much thicker. And I said before the fight, obviously I don't always call him right, but I did think Bivol would get the better of him just because, like we said off air, your size does matter. Canelo is the pound for pound best still. There's no doubt about it. He's still the best pound for pound in my eyes.
I don't think he's the best now. I think that in my mind, obviously it's hard to say. I think maybe he's gone down a little bit.
What other fighter out there has done what he's done in the last 5 years?
For me, Terence Crawford.
But he's not been moving up, facing bigger guys.
Terence Crawford won world title at lightweight first, where Ricky Burns.
Canelo started 4 or 5 weight classes below.
He started light middle. Yeah, he started welterweight, didn't he? And then but he won a world title at light middle, middleweight, super middle. So he's a 4 division world champion. Terence Crawford won a world title lightweight, cleaned up light welterweight, and now he's at welterweight, where there's a big fight for him coming up against hopefully Errol Spence. But yeah, it's a free weight.
But then that's when I would say Crawford could be the pound for pound king. If he fights Spence, that they've obviously been ducking each other for years for politics and everything. Yeah. If he beats Errol Spence, then 100% this year, Terence Crawford is going to be the best. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but until he beats Spence.
You reckon? Okay, so would you put him number 2? I take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can. No, 1, 2. They're both so close. It's both world class. I just think Terence Crawford in his fights has looked
more convincing.
Unbeatable. Yeah, that's the word. More convincing. Because Canelo's come and stuck a few times against Golovkin, the first one.
Yeah.
Against Mayweather, we saw chinks in his armour. We saw chinks against...
But also, that's because Canelo... Well, Golovkin was the pound for pound king for many years. And Canelo obviously took that fight, which makes him great anyway. Whereas Crawford, when you look at his resume of fighters, there's only... Compared to Canelo's, of course it's amazing. They've both got good resumes. But compared to Canelo's...
No, I disagree. I think when you compare Ricky Burns, when you see who he fought at... He fought Amir Khan, past Amir Khan, he fought Kell Brook, Sean Porter. They're the names that come to mind straight away. Who's the Cuban guy who won Olympic gold, small guy that he had a cracking fight with?
I was going to say Rigondeaux, but he's not that big.
He not fought Rigondeaux, no.
Cuban...
At lightweight, and he moved up, but he had a great fight against him. He's faced some tough fighters. So's Canelo, so I think when you look at the two CVs, Canelo's probably had the fight against Callum Smith made me a believer of where he beat Callum Smith.
And how Canelo, he beat him as well.
6'3" Callum Smith is, and Canelo's 5'7", 5'8". Just kept battering his arm. His arm was massive, Callum Smith, after, wasn't it? So, yeah, it's very hard to compare the two. I can see why you say Canelo, but for me, I think Terence Crawford has just looked better in some of his performances.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But Canelo, the challenges that he's taken, mate, let's not take nothing away from him. Loads of people are saying that he's, as I said to you, he's overrated, but he's not. He's just gone on, taking bigger challenge. And I think if he takes the rematch, which I think he will, I think he'll come out better.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a better fighter for him.
He looked, for the first time that I've seen him, vulnerable, fatigued. Canelo actually he showed a lot of red flags in that fight, which I've never seen. Where every other fight before, besides obviously Mayweather, he's always looked in control. Even against Golovkin, when Golovkin did beat him in the first fight, Canelo was still in the fight, and he still put up a good fight, But against Bivol, he looked way out of his depth, and it just shows sheer size over boxing ability. If Canelo was a natural light heavyweight and he was 6'3", 6'4", it'd be a different story.
Yeah, different
but him
animal.
calling out Usyk beforehand, and you know, that's
I don't think he called out Usyk.
he did say it.
Someone said, "Would you fight Usyk?"
Like Eddie Hearn, it was an Eddie Hearn interview, and
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn said to Canelo about it, and Canelo's like, "Yeah, I'd love to fight."
I'd love
Usyk."
to fight. Yeah, like he's a fighter.
Yeah.
If someone said to you, Ash, would you fight Terence Crawford tomorrow?
Hell no.
But yeah, but
I'd do some touch sparring with him.
So listen, let's touch spar first,
Yeah.
then see how we get on.
Yeah, and he can he can be on the defence and not throw nothing.
Exactly.
That'd be nice.
That'd be a great contest.
Yeah.
No, but
still
from
would.
his point of view, he sees himself as a king. The pound for pound, you'll fight anyone, right? With that mindset.
And he still
That's
is
the
now.
mindset.
Even at the end of the fight, he still is.
He's still
Like his mindset. Even
Yeah.
after losing, he's still got that. Because like some people take a loss, and that's it. That's you see their career go downhill.
But what I love to see now, what you always see as a mark of a champion, is how they come back and how they perform. You saw Canelo against Mayweather when he had that loss, and he come back stronger and he come back better, didn't he? We'll see what he's made of. I think he's made of stern stuff, and I think he'll. I
Body
think he can
work next time. Work the body. If he's going to beat Bivol, he's got to just start strong, start fast, work the body.
That's the thing, Ash. Bivol didn't allow him to do that.
Yeah.
He kept him at the end of his jab. Kept him every time he wanted to come in. He just always pinged his jab.
Maybe
up.
he's met his match.
Maybe he's met his match. But he's faced bigger guys before. I said Callum Smith 6'3", but no one has.
And Canelo spars all the time with guys bigger than Bivol. Like he spars with heavyweights all the time. Heavyweights.
Sparring and fighting.
Yeah, of course. But like he's still got that experience and he's still got that attitude about him that he knows he can handle bigger guys.
Yeah.
Like the fact, even though he's completely different, like you said, like he has that confidence where he has been around even bigger guys than Bivol, and he can take their shots and he can still work them. But again, Bivol's got great footwork, great straights. His combination punching was really good. I couldn't believe how well he dominated Canelo.
Yeah. And what did you make out of the judges?
Oh, a bit dodgy. Yeah, of course the right man won, but the scorecards, was it they only won by 3 rounds, 2 rounds?
2 rounds.
2 rounds?
Yeah. It's shameful when I think I couldn't give Canelo too many rounds in that fight.
No, I think Canelo won tops, even if you were looking at just him, 4 rounds, really.
Yeah.
And last night,
Oh mate,
what a fight, man.
last night, yeah. So we saw British bust up. But we love a British fight, don't we? And we were treated to a great one last night. Buatsi versus Craig Richards. Yeah. All I can say is, I wasn't expecting that fight, but I was treated to a really good fight. And I know you said Buatsi points before, didn't you? Or did you say
No, I
Buatsi
said late knockout. I said late knockout. Yeah.
I thought Richards would take it just because Richards has fought at a higher level. I feel
his experience.
He fought. Who did he fight in a couple of fights ago? Bivol. We were just talking about Bivol. He fought Bivol. Put up a good fight.
Could have beat him if he
could have
put
beat
his
him
foot on
if he believed in himself a little bit more.
Same could be said again about last night. He could have beat Buatsi in round 8 when it started to turn and Buatsi got a bit tired and you saw Richards really connect with some nice right hands. He then laid off again. Yeah. And we said off air, you said about maybe he hasn't got that punching power. I just think he didn't throw it enough. It was a matter of time. If Richards put it on him, and easier said than done again. 12 hard rounds last night. The pace at light heavyweight was incredible. Like those two, they put on a good show. And I think if Richards did have that confidence and he did dare to be great and just blow his gasket and just lay it all out, you probably would have seen Buatsi get dropped at least.
I got to disagree. I think Craig Richards caught him with chance shots, but I don't think he had the power to hurt Buatsi.
He didn't follow up on it. That's why.
He was throwing 1 or 2 shots, and he was there. But every time he threw 1 or 2 shots, Buatsi came straight back.
Yeah.
So he didn't allow him to throw that second phase attack because Buatsi came straight back, and that's credit to Buatsi. But you did see spells in the fight. I think it was towards the middle range where Buatsi did a full out attack.
Yeah,
he did a sustained
in the sixth.
Yeah, he did a sustained attack, and then he backed off. And Craig Richards was just throwing the 1. And he was catching him too. And he caught him with a beautiful uppercut. And he didn't follow up on that. That's where you can agree that he didn't follow up with the attack. But was he tired as well? We don't know. Because
I reckon they're both tired.
Yeah, I think taking an attack takes a lot as well as giving. So when you're taking punches, that takes a lot out of you as well, right? So what has to go credit to is Richard's stamina. You
and
saw him,
and his chin.
and mate, he took some licks. He took some big punches throughout, and he was still there to the end. Now Buatsi, some people that I know who had sparred Buatsi, they say he punches like a cruiserweight.
Heavy hands, yeah.
Heavy-handed. So, it shows you the chin of Richards, shows you the engine of Richards, shows you the heart of Richards as well.
Buatsi's jab won that fight. Obviously, he had some good combination punches, and he did win. Like, it was such a competitive, close fight that you always saw Buatsi edge it with, obviously, starting off with his jab every time, and it was so unpredictable. He was just firing it. There was no rhythm in his jab. He was just popping it out. As soon as he was in range, it was so clever. The little things Buatsi did last night won him that fight. Yeah. Whereas if he didn't have that in his arsenal, Richards would have won. Convincingly. So I think hats off to Buatsi and Virgil Hunter, because their game plan going into that, he had a great jab. He put it on Richards at times, and he did intimidate Richards. He walked him down, and Richards isn't the type of person really to be walked down like that. So
he walked in stages. He walked him down. Yeah, he had him on the back foot. But I think you're right. The way he worked the jab, he went back to his amateur style. Everything off the jab. Everything beautiful, keeping it nice and long jab, and every time you saw everything jab, then the uppercut.
Look, do you see the
then
power
straight
in his jab? How much power he's got.
Beast, didn't he?
Even just the noise, you could see him rock Richards' head back, even in the later rounds with the jab. It's impressive. A lot of boxers, like, look at Billy Joe Saunders. He was jabbing Canelo's head off before he got knocked out, but that jab was a tap. It was you could see that the jab wasn't really affecting Canelo in that fight.
Yeah.
But you see Buatsi Richards, like that jab is some guys' right hands, really.
Yeah.
Really
you saw
impressive.
how quality and strong his jab was compared to Richards had a good jab.
Yeah.
But I think when you compare the two boxing styles, Buatsi was hands down the better fighter on the night, which was a cracking fight. But what did you make out of Virgil Hunter? What do you think of him as a trainer?
I like him. I think obviously Buatsi, his amateur style was really good. Got a bronze in the Olympics, and he's fought the best. But him turning pro, you always question, have these Olympians and these good amateurs, have they got it in their arsenal to go pro and to change? And yeah, Buatsi sits on his punches. He's got a good jab. I think Virgil's really shaped him up to be a good pro. And you saw last night, obviously Richards, he's a world title challenger, could have beat the current world champion, and Buatsi handled him well. And a lot of people, we put a post up this morning, a lot of people are already saying that Buatsi will never be world level. It's still early in his career. It's still early, and I don't think he's going to take Bivol next. It wouldn't be smart for Eddie and him. Obviously, let Bivol fight.
Berbatov or
Beterbiev, yeah.
Beterbiev, and who's the other one? Smith, Joe Smith. Got him as well. So they're all tough fights for him.
They're very tough. Because obviously when he's up there as well, there's no going back.
Yeah, he has to move forward. Now I think he needs one or two fights to get that experience.
Yeah.
Because he did show signs where he needs to improve. Like
maybe the likes of Anthony Yard could be a good start-up fight to get him into the world title position.
That's the thing, that Anthony Yard, if I saw the press conference afterwards, they offered Anthony Yard big money to take this fight just before, but he didn't take it.
Well, it's because there's no titles. They're waiting for when they cross paths, which they probably will in their career. It's destined.
I hope so.
Obviously, you'd expect there to be at least a title at stake.
But then
a world title.
There's no the way Anthony Yard's being managed. He's been very carefully managed. He needs to be let off the leash now. He needs to. He can't wait for a world title.
Frank took a risk against Lyndon Arthur, and it didn't pay off.
That was supposed to be a routine win, really. But he showed his vulnerabilities in that fight.
So do you really think Frank would want to put him with someone like Josh Buatsi, who is already knocking on the door?
But they're prize fighters, right? They're prize fighters. They're to earn money. If you're there to earn a good package, which we believed is a good package for that sort, take the fight, man.
But then all of a sudden, if Yard loses that, he would have 3 losses on his record, and he wouldn't have any titles still.
When does he come back?
And it's it's just tough because he obviously come back from Kovalev, lost to Lyndon, had a great performance against Lyndon last time out, but then does he really want to fight Buatsi when there's a lot at stake? The risk reward for Buatsi isn't worth it right now for him.
Okay, so what do you suggest Yard does? What is it you're saying that
Well, I would like to see Yard Buatsi, but if I was Anthony Yard, I would definitely hold off.
Okay, so the next fight is Joe Smith versus how do you pronounce it?
Beterbiev,
Beterbiev, yeah. So that's the next fight. That's in July time, we believe. The fight won't happen till December, at the latest, we would think. So is Anthony Yarde supposed to? He hasn't fought for a while. He hasn't fought in 2022, I don't think.
No, not yet. He's
Is
had
he
a long
supposed
layoff.
to wait until December to fight? He needs a fight in the interim. Get a fight, man. Get in there. Show you have the skill.
Buatsi makes sense, doesn't it? Really.
It makes sense.
And even the British public, it's already a huge fight.
Yeah, if he wants to keep it in house, fight Callum Johnson. He's a Frank Warren fighter. Those two fight. The winner fights the champion. That's a great fight.
You could even have, for Buatsi, if he wanted to keep active, someone like Lyndon Arthur, to be honest, because he's a good boxer.
But Lyndon Arthur, is he managed by Frank Warren?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Frank had both of them.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's renewed it with him, but yeah, that'd be a good fight. I mean, yeah, I think that.
Just the whole politics as well, obviously. Eddie and Frank, it's not the best.
Yeah, it'd be a good measuring stick though for Buatsi if he faces Lyndon Arthur.
Yeah, because as well, Arthur's style would really match someone like Bivol that's got good straight shots. Because obviously Lyndon's got great straight shots. Yeah. So if Buatsi can overcome that, great jab, obviously, as we know. I think that would be a good fight, possibly Lyndon Arthur, and then save Anthony Yarde for when there's more at stake and more of paycheck.
Yeah. I just can't wait. There's so much talent. We were saying today how lucky we are in the lightweight division in the UK, light heavyweight. You've got Callum Smith, you've got Buatsi, you've got Richards, you've got
Beterbiev as well.
No, just in the UK.
Okay, yeah.
Callum Smith. How have we not talked about Callum Smith in the light heavyweight division? He's one of my favourite fighters. 6'3", absolute beast. So yeah, I'm looking forward to him fight. Yeah, why not stick him? Buatsi versus Callum Smith.
Yeah, but also I think as well, Buatsi he does want the bigger fights now as well.
Oh, that's.
I do think he does. As in, bigger fights. Obviously that was last night was a WBA world title eliminator, which means he obviously in his eyes right now he wants that strap. He wants that world title.
Yeah.
He's been quite patient. Obviously Hearn's given him a very good career so far. He's had a lot of good learning fights on the way. They've picked their opponents well. Yeah. But obviously Buatsi, he's probably itching to get in against any world title. Yeah, I mean,
one thing about Buatsi you would say is his career's been a lot of start-stop. But he's been a pro 2016, 7 years?
6 years.
6 years now. So, that trajectory has been very up and down. You would expect him to be a world champion now. But especially, out of the Olympics, I thought that he was the most suited to the pro style. But I've heard that he's had opportunities to take fight. He hasn't always taken it because he needed that rest, which is fair enough. It's his own career. I just hope now he just goes up and he becomes that world champion. But the way the division is looking is quite stacked, the champions. You've got Bivol fighting Canelo potentially. Then you've got the Beterbiev, and you've got Joe Smith. And then the winner of that faces Yarde.
So it looks like really probably Buatsi end of the year. It looks like he'll get the world title shot.
If Canelo sticks to his route, he fights in September, and then after that, who knows? Maybe Canelo will fight Golovkin then, or maybe he fights Golovkin in September. So that'll potentially open up Bivol and Buatsi, which would be a cracking fight.
Yeah, that would be so good, and especially obviously now everyone knows Bivol. Before Canelo, unfortunately, light heavyweight division was a bit quiet. Not everyone really spoke about it that much, and all of a sudden now you've had Bivol beat Canelo. You just had a great fight last night, and all of a sudden light heavyweights are booming. So yeah, in the last month alone, it's really
shows you how quickly a division can explode, don't it?
Yeah, because it's been quiet for so long.
The talent's always been there, but I think Canelo stepping up and that surprise victory, everyone's like, wow, Bivol's class. Now we see these young English fighters coming up. So mate, we're so blessed to have so much talent in the UK and around the world at this division. Who do you reckon would be undisputed then at that division? Hopefully it happens.
Smart money would be Beterbiev, just because he's got crazy power. He's got crazy power. Yeah, I think the only reason I've not mentioned Buatsi against him is that's the toughest fight in the division, and I think Eddie Hearn knows that. But I think if he got the opportunity, he would clean it up.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon his age goes against him a little bit. I think he's 35.
He's
35.
He's just crazy power. Bricks for hands.
Mate, have you seen that 20 kilo dumbbell stick that he just keeps turning with his hands.
Yeah. Oh no, you're on about the barbells.
Barbell.
Yeah, he's flipping a whole barbell with his wrist. It's just that strength. Some people just squat with that, and that's them done. Their whole body weight.
That'll probably be me.
This guy's just twisting it. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, man. So it's nice, brilliant. How about looking forward? What fights we got coming up, man? What have we got coming up?
Well, I'm really hoping Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields gets made soon.
Apparently, that's not going ahead.
Really?
Clarissa Shields has got another. I saw on Sky Sports she's potentially got another fight. So that fight might not happen.
Well, they've had enough handbags in the audience.
Yeah.
You know, they've already confronted each other a few times and like drummed the hype. You can't get the hype from even the Khan fight, wasn't it? Was it on the card of that? Savannah Marshall, was she on the undercard of the Khan?
I don't. No, you had Natasha Jones on that undercard. I don't think.
So it was before that, then maybe.
I think it was just after that.
Okay, but yeah. Anyway, this was months ago.
Yeah.
So get it made. People forget very fast.
Mate, after the Taylor Serrano fight, we need to see that fight.
Yeah.
And
I'd like to see a rematch with that.
We haven't even talked about Taylor Serrano.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the fight?
Yeah.
Mate,
Again.
How was the atmosphere in that? And so much credit to women's boxing now.
Breaking records.
How much does it rise? I remember during my masters, I did a study on how much the projection of women's boxing, how it would grow, and all the coaches back then, they were starting to change. So I was doing like studies on coaches, coaches with the old mentality and the new sort of, and bringing it all together. And even the older coaches were like, yeah, women's boxing is going to go up. So since then, the projection has been so high, and Katie Taylor's been leading that. I
do want to quickly talk about before we finish. Should there be 3-minute rounds? They even said last night on the boxing as well, when who was fighting? There's an Argentinian lady and someone else. It was just co-main event, but they had Sky Nicholson doing a commentator, and they were asking about 3-minute rounds. Yeah. She said her style's 3 minutes because she's quite slow, but she likes the 2 minutes for the excitement. But I just feel like the 2 minutes restricts women professional fighters from showing their professional side. Because it's very amateur-esque, where it's only 2 minutes, it's, you know, you just go toe-to-toe, it's all volume punching, which is amazing, but these women could probably look even classier, and you'll see a better side of them if they had more time to not rush the art of boxing, you know, if they're actually sitting on their shots and they're doing a lot more. I think 3-minute rounds, you would see women boxing progress as a whole.
Do you know what, just talking about it now, I think potentially my views sort of changed on it. I think after seeing the Taylor Serrano fight, I think how exciting that fight was over 2-minute rounds, 12-minute rounds. I think it's brilliant. Why don't we bring that into male boxing? So I would like to see it more. Maybe open up a new division where male boxers get a chance to do 2 minutes. Or maybe
offer it in tournaments. Maybe like the boxer tournaments, and maybe if they had like 5-2s or something. I think that's quite a good sort of middle ground. 5-2s.
It's a great format. Why not? I mean, boxing should be about excitement. Sometimes, how many times do we see in 3-minute 12 rounds, but sometimes it can be quite luggish and it can be quite boring, right? Yeah. How about if we make it a little bit more exciting, like the women's side of boxing? You know, where it's non-stop punching, it's all action for 2 minutes. Where
what you're saying right now is exactly why these boxer tournaments happen, and it's exactly why someone like Dylan Chima is now in the next year going from your average fighter no one really knew to a superstar, because the excitement, the tournament, everything that you're saying, Ben Shalom is doing right now with Sky Sports.
He's doing it 3-minute rounds, right?
Oh yeah, but obviously it's fights in one night as well.
But I'm just thinking on the female side of things, 2-minute rounds for 12 rounds. Why don't we trial it in the male side of things as well?
Can you imagine if they did a boxer tournament for the current heavyweights that haven't got a title? So imagine if you had Dillian White, Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, Hughie Fury, maybe. Why not? If you want to go to sleep, we'll put him on. I'm joking. What other heavyweights? Even Chuck Lewis Ortiz in there. He'd be good for a tournament.
Deontay Wilder.
Wilder's not got a strap. Get him. Yeah, get 2 more heavyweights. Parker, maybe.
How can we forget
Joe Joyce? Yeah, silly. And Joe Joyce. Done. Yeah. Have those 8 guys in a tournament, one night.
One night. Oh my God!
Just like the box tournament, 3 freeze, winner in the final. That would be crazy. Can you imagine those names in one night? That would be history.
That's like you dreaming, Ash. That's like you dreaming and you getting up, imagining those fights.
You want excitement? Imagine that.
Yeah, but
heavyweights.
Do you know what? That would be but imagine the amount of money to do that. You'll need like a £500 million or whatever to set something like that up. That'd be amazing, though.
Yeah.
What would you suggest? Like over free freeze?
Maybe we could ask Amazon, maybe, or I don't know, a billionaire like Bezos, or I don't know, Tesla. What's his name? What's his name?
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Thank you, our cameraman.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Yeah, just ask one of them to put it on. Just front up $500 million or whatever.
Yeah, why not? It'd be sick. It'll be good. It'll be good. But yeah.
Anyway, let's go back to reality.
Yeah, thanks.
So, what British fight we got this week? We got we just had the Frank Warren event. Should we talk about that?
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yep. We had
Sean Noakes.
Sean Noakes. Did you see the fight?
His debut. I saw highlights, so I only saw some clips or whatever. But he looked good. Won convincingly. Yeah. Good debut. You were saying about the Franken brothers.
Franken brothers look good. Yeah. Joshua Franken boxing. Someone, a journeyman who had won 2, lost 86. I think drawn 2 as well. So it was a good opportunity for him to go through the stages. But what we saw was the journeyman who had to survive through the fight.
Yeah. Was it Sandeep? What you said?
No. It was Ali who we fought. That was the other Franklin that bought Sandeep Singh Bhatti, who was really game, who's really came to fight, but he was just too small for the weight. Mm-hmm. And that's where you see young talent that has got potential, just to be managed correctly. Mm-hmm. Needed someone who can manage them and guide them. You know, you've got some fighters that want to go through the journeyman route, right? Mm-hmm. But you've some fighters that are like that, who want to progress in their career, but they just need that support. And hopefully they get it.
It's a tough old game.
It's a tough game. It's a tough, brutal game, isn't it? And that's where it's a game all about money, unfortunately, and that's where you need people to help guide you into, put the money to the side and do something better for.
Think about your best interest.
Yeah, and that's very hard to find in a sport like boxing, right? But I'm sure there's good people out there who can help him. Cool. Right, guys, thank you very much for listening to our podcast. In our next one, we got Mikey McKinson coming on, so please stay tuned. Thank you.